From the outside, Denmark is seen as a liberal and progressive nation. Denmark's racist attitudes have been turned into law. And for many years, Denmark was voted as one of the best places to live in the entire world. But not for ethnic minorities, not for immigrants. No. Oh, hi. I'm Sundjata. I'm the founder of a brand new organization called Warrior for Power. Warrior for Power's sole purpose is to bring about the total, radical transformation of the lives of African people on planet Earth within this century, the 21st century. Now, if you are a conscious brother, and if you are fed up of living under white domination, then stop this video now and go to patreon.com/warrior for power and sign up today. You see, the Danish government has decided that there shall be no more ghettos in their country by 2030. The Danish government has introduced a number of laws targeting specifically immigrant communities and ethnic minorities in what they have defined in law as ghettos. So there are specific policies targeting those communities. The strategy is to ensure that there are no communities with immigrants or ethnic minorities or descendants of immigrants with a population of 30% or more. So there's a kind of like a cap. There's a cap. So you cannot have a community where 30% of that community is from an immigrant background or born there as an ethnic minority. That's the strategy. And it's all got to be done by 2030. Well, I hear you say, how can this be allowed? Surely you're making this stuff up. This is not real. Well, I promise you, it's real. The European Union goes around the world lecturing people about human rights. And it has a member state introducing laws that wouldn't have been out of place in the 1930s and the 1940s in Adolf Hitler's Germany. And the European Union's doing nothing about it. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. This is serious stuff. One such policy is aimed at children as young as 1 year old. 1 year old. So 1 year olds have to go to a centre for 25 hours a week. Let me get this right. 25 hours a week from the age of 1. And there at the centre, these ghetto babies are going to be taught Danish culture and Danish language, so they can more readily assimilate into Danish society from the age of 1. Under the new ghetto laws, the government is forcing landlords or owners of accommodation blocks to remove immigrant families or ethnic minority families from the block. So if you have a block, a housing block, and it's got a lot of immigrants in or ethnic minorities, then the managers are being told and are being forced to remove them and to replace them with white Danish people or Westerners. Now, it doesn't matter whether you own your apartment or you're renting, they want you out. And in some instances, they are knocking down the blocks, rebuilding them, but only sorry, but only then letting them out to white people. You see, think about this. So you've been living in an area 30, 40 years. You've grown up in the area. You're living in a block of flats. It can be private or it can be public. The blocks are knocked down. The housing blocks are knocked down. They are then rebuilt. You are not allowed to return to your community. Only white people can live in the new flats, in the new apartments. That's Denmark today, 2021. Now, they had to write this shit down, right? So, who do they define as Westerners? Well, they define as Westerners themselves, so Danish people, white Danish people. And then they have a list. They include a number of countries. So off the top of my head, it's all the European Union states, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the USA, Liechtenstein, Monaco, the Vatican, Norway, places like that. Anywhere where there's white people are defined as Westerners, so they do not fall under the ghetto laws. And who do they define as immigrants and ethnic minorities? Well, people from Africa and the Middle East. Now, as Africans, we came across the Danes once before. The Danes, along with the other criminal nations like Britain and France and Portugal and Spain, along with the other criminal nations, were involved in capturing and kidnapping us and selling us into slavery. The Danes had a slave colony. It was called the Danish Virgin Islands. where people were enslaved onto the island. And they sold the Danish Virgin Islands to the Americans in, I think, 1917. The Americans took it over. So that's who the Danes are. They're not good people. So the next time you see Denmark ranking high amongst the best places to live in the world, make sure you point out to those compilers and to anybody producing that report, just say it's the best place in the world for white people, not for us. The Danes are not liberal. The Danes are not progressive. The Danes are no angels.